Magandang araw mga kaibigan. Pag-usapan natin ngayon ang inauguration ni President Donald Trump sa US. May napanood na akong live stream. Yan na, nag-gather na ang mga tao doon. Meron pang post o live stream din ni Edwin Hamora. They are now traveling to Washington DC para saksihan ang inaugurasyon. Okay. So, sino-sino ang mga world leaders na invited at sino ang sure na mag-attend? Sino ang alanganin? Sino yung hindi na-invite? Alam na natin, ang Pangulong Marcos Jr. hindi na-invite. At ang tinuturing niyang kalaban, ang Chinese President Xi, siya ang isa sa pinakaunang in-invite ng Trump administration. So, pag-usapan natin yan mamaya. Okay, dito sa napanood kong video ng Mirror Now, ito yung napag-alaman ko, Argentina, yung mga head of states, presidente ba o prime minister ng Argentina, Italy, Hungary, France, China, and former Prime Minister ng Poland, imbitado. Okay? So, ang sure na mag-a-attend yung Argentina, Italy, and France. Ang Hungary at ang China, hindi pa sure kung mag-attend, but they were invited. So, malalaman natin mamaya. Baka biglang magpapakita doon si President Xi. Ano kaya ang reaksyon ng Pangulong Marcos Jr.? Kahit hindi siya magpakita, isang senior representative ng Chinese government nandun. Ano ngayon ang masasabi ng administrasyon ito? Yung itinuturing nilang kaaway, in-invite ng tinuturing natin best friend, di ba? Pinagmamalaki ng administrasyon na ironclad commitment ang samahan ng US at Pilipinas. Bakit hindi in-invite ang Philippine President? Bakit yung China na parang itinuturing kalaban ng US, siya ang in-invite? Okay, pakinggan natin sandali itong balitang ito ng Mirror Now.
Donald Trump's inauguration as the 47th US President is set to be a spectacle that will shake up the very fabric of American tradition. While presidential inaugurations are usually a symbol of unity, Trump's ceremony promises to defy convention, showcasing a guest list that mirrors his hard-right populist agenda. Trump's guest list is a who's who of controversial far-right figures, from firebrand nationalists to anti-establishment leaders. The attendees are united by their admiration for Trump's brand of strongman politics, making this event unlike any before it.
Okay, so nagpatalastas lang. Sandali ha. So ano sa tingin nyo? Anong masasabi ng PBBM admin?
At the forefront is Argentina's
Yan.
Javier Milei, a
Argentina.
president whose brash rhetoric and radical economic reforms have earned him comparisons to Trump himself.
Oh, kapareha sila ni Trump ng style.
Signals the deepening ties between US and Latin American right-wing leaders, a powerful force on the rise. Then there's Italy's Giorgia Meloni, a
Okay,
fierce
Italy.
nationalist and Trump ally. Despite tensions between Italy and the Biden administration, Meloni's decision to attend is a powerful show of respect to the former president, strengthening Trump's grip on Europe's far right.
It is a scenario in which at the head of two nations, Italy and US, there are two conservative leaders who can further reinforce a convergence. And I think that this could be, let's say, value added not only for Italy but for all of Europe.
Hungary's Viktor Orban,
Yan,
a longtime
Hungary.
ally of Vladimir Putin and a vocal critic of the EU, was invited too, though his refusal to attend only highlights the ideological
Ay, hindi siya
Trump
mag-attend.
shares with European nationalists.
Hungary.
Everything will change. Today is Friday, but from Monday, after the inauguration, let's say on Tuesday morning, another sun will rise over the Western world. 4 years of bitter, difficult months of the Democrats are coming to an end. 4 years, which were full of painful failures. It was a bad start from the beginning that the presidency was fraudulently taken away from Donald Trump. So in 2020, if they hadn't cheated, which is unprecedented in a Western democracy, then Donald Trump would have remained president. And then there would have been no Ukraine-Russia war.
From France, Eric Zemmour,
Kay France.
his anti-immigration stance and inflammatory views will be there as well.
Mag-attend.
That Trump's influence reaches beyond the Atlantic, drawing extremists from all corners of Europe. Trump's reach extends further than Europe, though. He's invited Xi Jinping, China's
China.
president,
China.
signaling an unexpected diplomatic overture that could open the door to crucial talks on trade and global power dynamics. Xi's attendance is uncertain,
Uncertain.
given China's stringent diplomatic protocols. If he doesn't attend, a senior representative may step in to send a symbolic gesture of support, setting the stage for a potential thaw in US-China relations. The inauguration will also see tech moguls like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and Mark Zuckerberg in attendance, cementing Trump's strong ties with Silicon Valley and global tech elites, who have been instrumental in shaping his economic policies. These tech giants are not just business partners. They are part of the economic machinery that Trump has relied on to maintain his influence, and they are keen to remain in his orbit as he steps back into the political spotlight. Trump's guest list has sparked outrage in Europe, where his populist agenda is met with fierce skepticism. Ursula von der Leyen, the European Commission president, was notably excluded, underscoring the widening rift between Trump and EU leadership.
Okay. So, yung European Union President, hindi na-invite. Isang malaking kahihiyan ito sa EU. Dito naman sa Asia, ulitin ko, isa sa pinakaunang in-invite ang Chinese President. Na itong Biden administration, itinuturing nila ang China ng kalaban. Ito namang PBBM admin, dumikit sa US, dumikit kay Biden, magka-alyado kunuhay at kinalaban nila ang China. So, ano ngayon mangyayari? Itong administrasyong Marcos, dumikit ng husto sa Biden, ngayon, wala nang power ang Biden-Trump administration. Ano ang aasahan ng administrasyong ito sa US? The same pa rin? Yun na, malaking pagbabago po ang mangyayari. At to me, it's a positive change. Kasi nga, dahil sa policy ng Trump administration, yung foreign policy niya is ayaw niya ng gyera. Hindi katulad sa Biden administration na dinikitan ng Marcos administration, gusto nilang makipaggyera sa China. So to me, mas ligtas ang mundo natin ngayon itong 4 na taon na panunungkulan ng Trump administration at pasalamat tayo sa Diyos at may isang Donald Trump na nanalo. So, maulitin ko, ano kaya ang pakiramdam ng isang president ng isang bansa na itinuturing niyang US na kanyang kaalyado, hindi siya ininbita. Ang ininbita, yung tinuturing na kalaban, which is China. Ano sa tingin nyo? May napahiya? I-comment nyo ko no.